I think bots have a place in our customer experience, and customer relationship sort of space. Not the terrible bots that you see on websites which pop up and say, we're online and you can talk to us. And then actually when you start asking questions, it says, I'm going to hand you off to a human. But actually utilizing bots, and again, whether this is something like ChatGPT or whether it's something else, but using bots tied into things like robotic process automation, where, for example, you could have a client that comes to your website and says, oh, I've got all my tax return information, can we start the process? And the bot can turn around and say, yeah, absolutely. And actually not just start that process, but take those documents, file them in your document management system, extract the information and post that into your tax software, and then go through almost a complete process where you could get to a point where it says, right, there you go, thanks very much, you've uploaded all the information, I've now completed your tax return, this will be subject to review, but we'll send it out for you once it's been reviewed. Here's the tax that you potentially got to pay, come back tomorrow or we'll send you a notification. You can re-engage with us once the review process has been done, and what you'll get is you'll get from that chatbot, once it's been reviewed, your tax return, you'll get all the details about how to pay your tax. You might get links through to being able to pay it online through open banking or whatever, and the relevant links to that. And that's just and that is reality at the moment, because PwC are doing that with their chatbot technology, and that's where other firms need to copy that.
For me, it's how we can optimize the technologies now that we have in the business. And again, going back to the staff piece, making sure that we've got a staff workforce that are comfortable using those systems. They're not fudging their timesheets, working late, coming in early, working over the weekends. They're actually getting their life back, and the accountancy profession has a shift away from the traditional. That bit for me is always key, is how we reshape the face of what the accountancy firm looks like. That for me is really, over the next few years, what I want to try and help assets achieve is change the concept of what an accountant looks like. Get in early, leave late. January is pull your hair out time. Shouldn't be a thing, to where we've got clients that want to see us. It's not about necessarily the tech. The tech's an enabler to all of that. Having that space to adopt and embed that technology to lead to what I think are much better conversations, much better ways of working.
I think this transition for the major suites that serve our kind of market to the cloud, that's got to be an interesting opportunity, an interesting development, because that does open up to a degree. And I mean, I'll temper this by saying that some of the suites have already developed this out. It allows you to have greater interoperability between various systems, in a way that, again, our smaller firm competitors have probably already moved to, if they've been very cloud first in their approach and very much integration focused from the get-go. So that ability, for example, to go through a new client onboarding process that's as automated and as controlled from a process point of view that you can possibly have, in terms of having good integrations between that first point of contact with a potential new client, through to doing a quote, through to doing their AML, through to sending out engagement letters, through to getting them populated in all of the relevant systems that matter to them. That for example, is an area that excites me, because that puts us on a level playing field with some of our smaller firms.